Camera speedy!
Sound speeds.
And action! Welcome to the Urban Pebble Podcast! Woo! Oh, which one is it?
Yellow.
Yellow.
Yay!
We figured out this button thing set up.
I thought somebody uses them.
It's just us.
It's literally just.
Today we have a wonderful, magical guest, actor, writer, producer, and the landlord of the podcast,
Podcast host.
Natalie Younger.
In a way, you're like the podcast host.
I am. You're all here because of me. So you're welcome, or I'm sorry, depending on how you're feeling.
We appreciate it.
It's true. Yes, the podcast is filmed in Natalie's space that she graciously allows us to play with her buttons.
That's phrasing.
Oh, that didn't work.
It didn't work at all. We'll edit that, whoever edits this.
Oh, that's him.
Just made work for yourself.
I don't think it's going to get edited.
No, I hope it doesn't. I'm counting on it to not be.
Well, we've been doing this for a while, but we first, I guess, going back to where we met you was on the wonderful film Evil Usher.
Well, that's where.
That's where we met. Yeah. Oh.
Teresa and I go
way back.
Oh yeah.
We go way back to specifically the green room
We do. And then we met each other first in real life.
on set for Oxymorons.
Yes,
That was for some
yes, it
pilot,
was. Yeah. And we discovered that Natalie is tall and I am short.
No, it's like nobody believes me.
Natalie's very tall.
I feel like I give tall, and yet there was a lot of alarm and surprise at the tall. But I feel like Teresa gives tall.
Oh, I feel like I was told by a casting director that my headshots give tall. And I was like, but even my headshots are lying then. Come on, headshots. Keep up with the shortness.
Because that's like the I remember a lot of that in COVID where you meet a lot of people on Zoom and then you go and be like, you are not the height that I expected.
That was exactly
That's
what this
what
experience was. We rolled up to Talent Holding at Oxymorons. Stream it now in places. I should probably know where it is, but I don't. But yeah, we walked into Holding, and both of us. It was the Spider-Man meme, but with the two of us and another actor, Anna, all being like, "You're tall, you're short, you're short."
Yeah. And that is how I guess we greet each other.
Yeah.
Hello,
The rest
Natalie.
Is that still?
Yeah, hey, you're tall.
It still surprises us to this day.
I'm like, oh, I keep thinking you're gonna be shorter this time for no reason.
No, I'm
Just because the world is grinding me down. We're all getting shorter every day.
So that's how we met. And then how did you meet Natalie?
Now I met you on the wonderful film Evil Usher, which is one that I acted in and that you both acted in. It's a silent film taking place in a movie theater where an usher is evil.
So
It's right there in the
It's
title.
right there. It's pretty straightforward. Good marketing.
Yeah.
But we just met on that set and hit it off and all the things. And it was so much fun.
I love that we're like, we met on this set, we met on this set, because we sound like so booked and blessed and busy, and we are. But also, you can book us.
Yeah. Feel free to. Yep.
Do you guys think it would be jarring to have like a audio commentary on a silent film? Like if you go in and you sit down to watch Evil Usher, but there's like a special feature and it's a commentary, but it's a silent film, so there's all of a sudden there is dialogue, but it's not the dialogue that they're saying on screen.
Do you also do the dialogue silently? So it's just captions.
whisper.
Is it just like that? Oh, that would be funny. It'd be like the silent movie captions, right? Or whatever. Placard cards, what are they called? The things that pop up?
Intertitles.
Gosh, that's the real name for them. Intertitles. And then there's just a subtitle track of the commentary. That's a lot of reading.
Yes. Call the director. Somebody call Tommy. We've got
We have to do this.
Yeah.
We have answers
It's
and
just
ideas.
like he's like murdering someone and then it like cuts to like,
So
I twisted
in-
my ankle in this
In
scene.
filming this scene,
Yeah.
Teresa could not shut up because she felt like her character would say things, even if there wasn't any dialogue written.
And that's the real
Spoiler.
reason it's a silent film, is that we just didn't want to hear Teresa.
That was honestly so fun doing a silent film because we just had no audio concerns ever, and everyone could be like talking in the next room or like running around or shouting whatever you want.
So much respect for audio in general, but oh my goodness, production moved so fast because we didn't have any issues with audio.
But also lighting,
Yeah.
slow for a black and white film.
Oh yeah, lighting so slow. So it was like you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, we lost time for lighting and we won time for audio.
And it was mostly great because we filmed at the historic Patio Theater.
Ooh, plug for the patio.
And they were tuck pointing the outside of the building for at least 2 of the days that I was on set. So that's loud, and we would have not been able to shoot those days.
Oh yeah, there's full construction going and dogs barking.
The street was
Lots of sirens down that street. So it was one of those things where I think on a daily basis, somebody would be like, "It's a good thing we're not getting audio."
Yeah, we would all be tearing our hair out, I think.
The audio person would just be like, "Hold for everything."
That was my other favorite piece, which I know they shared on social media recently, so I can share. But the set pieces were all in color, like they'd redid all like the Coca-Cola like kind of cans and like did their own soda and like own candy and all the stuff, and it was really fun because it like looked kind of wonky on set, and then I remember on set taking photos and switching it to like black and white, and it like blends in perfectly and it looks amazing, and I was like, oh, this is crazy, this is science.
Yeah, well, and everyone had like every character who it made sense to have like a red lip was wearing green, blue, green.
No, it was green. It
green
was green
lipstick.
I had a lot of green lipstick. I still have a lot of pictures of me in the green. Honestly, we should. I don't want to give you work. I was like, we could show you in the visual version, and then it's just here's a picture with the green lips, and then here's what it looks like when it's black and white.
Yeah,
it was cool.
I will put that in.
Okay.
I did not need green lips, but it was because I was a rough and tumble cop, and it would have been weird for me to have a bold lip, I guess.
Honestly, the rough and tumble cop versus what were we, Adam?
We were the other ushers, the front convenience store clerk,
deadbeat
kind of
employees.
Yeah. Deadbeat ushers.
We're so good at our jobs. It's great. That was such a fun role. We just got to
be
run
so
around
bad at the job.
Be terrible and eat popcorn.
Honestly, I wonder if he'll hate us in the film.
No,
were we
us.
hateable? I don't know.
Well, so we worked on the VFX for it and did the intertitles. My animation VFX company, the Banditry Co. Oh, look. What?
Oh!
What a product moment with my coffee mug. And
done.
I strategically did not look at any of the footage because I was just dealing with pipelines, so I didn't. From a producing perspective, I wasn't in the footage, but the rest of the team has seen like the rough cut. So we can ask them afterwards if you were hateable.
If we were hateable.
I bet we've worked on so many things since then that I bet you they have deleted that entire project from their brain, but we can ask.
Wow.
Wait, so the crew's been doing a bunch since then too?
Yeah, there's a lot of post
banditry crew.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're talking a little banditry. How long have you guys been doing the banditry, or when did that become a thing?
The Banditry Co. has been around for 10 years. It's our 10-year anniversary.
Happy 10-year anniversary.
And we're a full-service Emmy award-winning animation and VFX boutique.
By far our fanciest guest thus far.
We've
Take
got
that,
the
Nick.
hardware.
Well, when he wins an Emmy,
Yeah.
he'll be
Yeah.
fancy too.
Come on.
And so we kicked up our VFX capabilities in like 2020. We started doing more and more VFX. So we do commercial animation, and then we also do VFX. We've worked on Netflix shows. Like we worked on season 2 and 3 of Sweet Tooth, and we worked on Beef. We've worked on stuff for Blumhouse Films, for Hulu, etc. But we also make a point of being accessible and having flexible rates and budgets for local indie productions. So right now, in the other part of this office space that we're in, the
Our
team,
our
host house, our team is actually working on VFX for, I think they're working on like 3 or 4 different local indies at the moment, because we have a little bit of downtime before we have to ingest a bunch of footage for a larger project. So we're trying to get some of those things out the door for those teams.
Because I know, like, we started talking about it on set before, but you had done, is it Murder Pinata? Is the
Bride of the Killer Pinata
Bride of the Killer Pinata.
is a feature film that I was in, and that's how I met that team. And then we wound up helping with a couple of VFX, but primarily doing the opening titles.
The opening credits titles are...
It's one of my favorites.
Wow.
It
They're
was
so good.
It was also really fun because since I was involved in the film, I was able to... We were kind of just given the direction of like, do something sort of Saul Bassy. And because I was so involved in the film, I was able to kind of come up with some visuals that the rest of the team wouldn't have necessarily known about had they not seen the rough cut, which we didn't have at that time. So there's like a couple little Easter eggs. It's also a sequel. Technically, it's the third, but the sequel was never made.
I mean, that's how
So
it
there's
works.
little Easter eggs for folks if they'd seen Killer Pinata, some little treats. And it was a fun one to work on. It's one of my favorite title animation projects that we've done.
That's so cool.
That's so fun.
Although I do get self-conscious whenever we have things like that on our like company website, that like if folks know me or like know the company, then they know me because I'm the producer. So they're often talking to me and just be like, why is Natalie's name in all of these credits?
I
Wait
think
a
that's how a
minute.
lot of stuff works, though. It's like you get involved. Or let me put it this way. I feel like because we also have the film production company, a lot of the work that we're starting to do is stuff that excites us in both atmospheres, like both the creative, like artist atmosphere and the business atmosphere. And it's like, sometimes they're just hand in hand, my friend.
And it's like, if I'm on set, I will often, it's still like a line that I'm trying to kind of find and negotiate. But if it comes up organically, I will often be like, hey, so for example, with Evil Usher, I know it's a silent film. There's all these intertitles. Like there's a lot of text on screen. And so I just went up to our director at one point, Tommy, and was like, hey, how are you planning on doing that? And do you have a partner already lined up? Because if you don't, my production company would love to talk to you about potentially helping out. And it feels icky but also like,
You're probably just like well, honestly, I think of it as like a gift.
that's how I think of it.
Yeah, I understand the like factor, but it's also like you're elevating everybody's work this way. Like it's you're welcome, but also like, yay.
Yeah. I feel like it would feel ickier if it ever happened like the other way, where I was like contacted about doing
cast
VFX stuff,
because
and then
of it?
yes.
By the
So
way, I
it is
act.
usually like I'm in the cast already.
You've already, no, you played it right in the non-icky way.
yes.
I think.
Well, I think that's one thing that we've for sure had figured out, or it's just like the indie scene in Chicago too. Is you kind of have to wear a lot of hats, and even like,
And I want to.
It's fun. Oh my gosh.
My head gets cold. Put a lot of hats on there.
I mean, we have cold winters, obviously. Wear those hats.
So many hats, 11 hats. But it is like, if you're trying to be an actor in Chicago, I know, like, because just from my experience, it was like, oh, at some point, like, you're running around trying to do this stuff, and then it's like, why not make your own thing? Like, then I get to be in a thing. Or like, you'd occasionally get a role that you're like, I don't love that role. Or then you have a drought of no roles, and you're like,
what do I do now?
What do I do?
Am I actually an actor? If I'm not acting, blah, 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 blah.
You are.
Okay.
You're always an actor.
End sentence.
Thank you.
But it's definitely like you get in that, and then it was just like I know we started making a lot of stuff together, and it's just like cool. Then we get to make a thing that we
And
like,
you get
and we
to
like
work
the
with
tone.
people that
Yeah.
you already know and love. Like I love meeting new people on sets, but I also love
Working with the people that you already enjoy.
I love meeting people on sets and then collecting them and being like,
Oh,
"You're coming home with me," and by home I mean to my next project.
to your art home.
Though if you look at my calendar, sometimes you'd be like, "Natalie doesn't go home,"
Wow.
and that would be a fair assessment.
You're just out doing the things.
I'm on the precipice of a tech week, and before we started recording, was talking to my partner and was preparing him for the fact, because I just got the tech week schedule, and being like, I'm going to give you, just so that you have time to grieve. I will not exist next week. This is my rehearsal schedule. Process your grief. You're welcome. Pick a show that I don't want to watch and that you can watch without me. For I will be in rehearsal late every night next week.
Oh,
Wow.
no. Is that hard to balance? Like the multiple schedules, and you have the actor schedule with the company, and then just being a human life person.
Sometimes it's hard to remember to be a human life person.
There we go.
What is a human life person,
Yeah.
Adam?
But it's partially because there's so much that's like on my quote unquote social schedule that is also like project adjacent, which is my own fault, but I also don't hate it. I am also blessed in the sense that I work with my partner. So we have a inverted schedule. So I don't, if I have rehearsal from 6 to 11 every night, I'm not seeing him. I see him 9 to 5 every day.
Yeah. Okay.
So it works out. Although also, and I'm sure that you guys have also had this experience, it does feel like everything ends up always happening at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot
Always.
of scrambling.
Fits and spurts and
Yeah,
starts.
you're like, you have a drought of nothing, or you're like, okay, we're meandering along, and then it's like, all right, here's 10 projects at once, I'll do tomorrow, and you're like,
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Which I love, but also it's like, could we have spaced these out better?
Nice pacing.
No, that's interesting. Yeah, so I guess one of the themes about a working actor is balance. Like that's probably a decent like thought project for any actor.
Well, and to remind yourself that you're still a working actor even when nobody is paying you for that work. I think that that's a hard thing to get in the routine of, is to continue to work on craft in whatever capacity that is, between being given quote unquote permission to work on a set or on a play or whatnot. So Adam, to what you said of like in those dry periods, to like not see them as droughts, but instead see them as, oh, I have so much time to either, whether that's doing the thing of like doing practice self-tapes and whatnot, or finally watching the shows that you want to watch, because that's still work. Because you can't turn it off. You can't turn off actor brain and watch TV shows. It's always there. There's a running joke in my household that I'm a comedian, but I don't watch comedies. And that Justin is an animator and he doesn't watch animations. And it's partially because the reason I don't watch a lot of TV comedy is that I can't not see the brushstrokes. And so I have a hard time disengaging from the pattern, the rhythm of the comedy, and being surprised and delighted by the punchlines, because I'm seeing...
Oh, you see the work?
I see the work that's building to it, and I still enjoy it. But if I want to just turn my brain off, a comedy is not a thing for me to watch.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, I see they're manufacturing this joke, and
I
they're probably
can't not
setting up a
see
rule
the
of threes
setup.
here that's
Setup,
going to be later,
punchline.
and they got this
Setup,
character.
punchline.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Like,
So would you want to act in one of those television shows? as a
Oh,
comedy?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because then you would be more in on, I don't know how to describe it. Like
Then I'm
making-
helping do
you're
the build.
You're landing.
I think
the
if I'm
lines.
in the build, I'm less likely to be like watching the build
Right.
and being acutely aware. Or it's different. It's being acutely aware of building the joke, but being also responsible for it. Is like now I'm patting my head and rubbing my tummy instead of just watching it and
being like, that
and
person
being
is
like,
patting their head and rubbing their
Yes.
tummy.
Yes. I also, though, in writing, I love that stuff. So it's just hard for me to not notice it. I love... So in television today, we're trying to fit like 60-minute scripts in a 30-minute episode. So nothing is unimportant. Every single shot, every single line is in a way usually important. There are exceptions to this rule, and I do, for that reason, love watching older TV shows where they were... My go-to example is Star Trek. I love watching Next Generation, and my 2025 brain watching a shot linger on somebody at a console, like beepity booping, at the end of a take, like a long tail like that. My 2025 brain goes, oh, he's about to die. Something's gonna happen. And then it's just that they needed to fill time because they didn't have as many advertisers. So there's just these long tails and longer heads on scenes. And I can't turn that off. But I love it, you know? I want to work on stuff like that. You should have those heads and tails anyway. Your editor will thank you. But it's just nice to It's nice to have to reprogram my brain while I'm watching something to be like, there are shots in this that are not crucial to plot. They can be, you can slow roll some character development.
I love that because I've done like looking back at like especially like every movie now, like you're saying, is like and like TV shows are so fast paced and so like and this thing and we go to this thing and anytime you go you get those like lingering shots and it really has this like sense of place and it almost feels looser, which is weird because it's all probably on film and has like a crazy budget where they're like, let's have a taxi car drive by. And it's like, wow, they had to set up a whole corner in New York to do that. I was watching a little bit of Stripes last night, and they just like they have a lot of that stuff where it's like all like filler and adds to the place, but it's slow and it's like, oh, I could do that on my iPhone in 2 seconds, and that I don't know, it just fascinates me, and it's like kind of ambient. It sets the pace, and like I just really like it.
I love the idea that like everything serves story, but it's also fun to just have a pretty shot to have a pretty shot.
Oh,
it's pretty.
So when you're writing stuff, Natalie, do you write it? I mean, it sounds like you need to give yourself a pretty shot every now and then.
Every now and then it's a little treat.
A little treat.
I'm working. I've been writing this a holiday feature, we'll call it. I've been co-writing with a friend, a director and writer friend, Stephen Tramontana, and he was laughing at me because he said you can really tell which scene descriptions I either wrote or added to, because there's a lot of very Natalie language of it's a holiday feature. So I'm explaining that like this section of this town is decorated. And he's like, I love it because if I had written in that scene description, it would have said like, there were decorations, and your version is festooned with garlands and like bedecked with lights and wreaths. And I was like, yeah,
as one
I need
does.
you to. I'm trying to capture the magic of a small town in the winter holiday
decking
season.
of their decoration.
Is our small towns like just inherently bedecked?
It's bedecked because of the impending holiday festival, Teresa.
Obviously. So every small town must have a holiday festival for which it must
It's
be
also
bedecked.
It's also the start of the movie. The decorations are withered and wanting. The movie starts around Halloween, and it's like these decorations are on their last legs, but the town doesn't have the budget. So I was like, I'm making a point in this story to be like, our production design budget needs to go up for the end because
For
the
the
town
Christmas
is recovering. And we need to show that. And we're also, I'm sorry, I'm not going to not take the opportunity to use the word festooned.
That's a good word.
It's
We
a good
kind of
word.
glossed over that for
I
bedecked,
did
but
because
festooned.
I went
Bedecked
for
is also very
bedecked.
good.
I went for bedecked, but I really should have festooned with its, like.
Yeah. Put some respect
fair
on
due.
that
You gotta
festoon.
bedeck festoon.
Yes, now we're gonna bedeck festoon.
Yes.
Hello, it's me again, or still. I am excited to tell you about the Banditry Co., a full-service animated and motion graphics video production company based right here where I currently am. I don't know where you are, in Chicago. We also do VFX, and we would be eligible for the Illinois Film Services tax credit. So if you're filming in Illinois and you want to get a big old chunk of cash back, you can hire the Banditry Co. for all of your VFX, title animation, etc. needs, or commercial animation, because we do that too. That's www.thebanditry.co, so .com, but take the M off. That's how you find us.
Everything's red.
Everything's red this time.
And famously, red means go.
Red means good.
Famously.
Famously,
It's known. That's why there's all those
Red
go
means
signs
go.
around the city
yes.
that I run through.
Oh, that's right. And the lights, they flash because they're cheering for you.
They
like
mean go.
paparazzi. Yeah?
Go,
Yes.
go,
Go, go, go. Flash, flash, flash.
I will.
And then you get mail because they're fans of you. And then you're asked to give money because they're grifters
I love getting fan mail from the city of Chicago.
for flashlights. Lights.
Like, oh, that guy
This
has
is a
money.
very Chicago specific inside joke.
I
Yeah.
think that red light cameras exist elsewhere.
I think it's just here.
It's just here. I never in North Carolina.
They don't have
encountered-
stoplights in other places.
Yeah, that's
Famously.
new.
I've never
Famously, they have
been-
go lights though.
Popped by a light camera in any other city.
Huh.
Please tell us in the comments if there are red
Yeah.
light cameras that take pictures of you and
Are
then send you fan
They
mail.
out there?
Yeah, Chicago is particularly aggressive with them.
Litigious was
Yeah.
the wrong word, but photographic,
Bedeckingly.
bedeckingly, festooning you with fan mail. We can't let it go.
It's a good word.
Both of them.
But
are.
I will say that the choice of using that language in this particular screenplay was also about story. It was one, this is a fun word, I'm going to use it.
Oh boy.
And two, necessary to communicate something to somebody if they were just reading the screenplay.
Right.
To communicate a change in the decor of this town. That I can't explain without getting into further detail, but was important.
Aw, it was important.
It was important.
the
So
whole
you made so you write things, obviously.
I do
you
write
produce
words.
things and you act in things. Are you gonna act in this screenplay that's written?
We are trying to sell it. So I would love to. I was a big girl and I did write a role
For you.
me.
Good,
Oh, good.
But it is also, I just really believe in this project and I want it to go and I want it to get made and I think it's lovely. So I don't have to be in it.
Okay.
I
I
didn't
would
write
like
myself
you-
a large role,
I want you to be in it.
but I would
Yeah.
love to, yes. Both me and Steven, who co-wrote it with me, would love to, I think, like direct on it or also work on it. But both of us are of the mindset that we want it to go.
And so
And if that means that neither of us get to direct or act in it, that's fine.
What's that process of selling the script? Like,
Girl, I don't know.
I mean, that was my
writing it.
next question. We
Yeah.
both had the same question. Like, so you've got the co-writer.
Yes.
You've got the ideas, the script, the product. You print it out, I assume. You print it, or you email it, you PDF it in some way, shape, or form.
You attach it page by page to several birds.
You carrier pigeon the script
or
from
one
point A
large
to point
bird.
B.
I am blessed to know people who understand distribution and understand selling things better than I do. I am not part of that. I am very lucky that Steven, for example, has made several films and knows more than me and also knows more people than me. And a mutual producer friend, his production company, is very interested in it. And so they are bringing it with them to meetings that they happen to have.
Wow.
So it is a out of my hands. We just did another round of revisions basically to prepare it for this production. These wonderful producers, Todd and Chris at Krashara, are bringing it with them to meetings they're taking about a different project. So your classic, like, you end up in a room and somebody's like, what else do you have? And they can be like, well, let me tell you. Pow.
They bring
Oh,
out the
that's
whole
cool.
bird.
So it is off my desk until somebody tells me that they need me to rewrite a chase scene. I'm hoping that by just seeding little tiny details about festooned things and chase scenes,
You're bedecking it and festooning it with chase
that
scenes.
somebody's like, I want to know what that project is.
I mean,
But
that's kind of one of the hopes for the podcast in general is that, you know, people can follow our projects and get excited about projects and sort of cheer for the people we have on and like get interested in what they're doing. So, I mean, like, obviously we're interested in what you're doing, Natalie. So we
Yeah.
hope it's, you know, transmitting.
Super cool.
Yeah. I am very proud of myself for writing myself a role in it because I tend to forget when I'll be writing something I'll be really excited about and then be like, well, technically I wrote this for, like, I'll write it with somebody else in mind, or I'll not have I will have written a character that I'm like, that's not me. I'm not the best person for that. There's a better person for that. And so I did take care of myself in this particular. There's two supporting characters that are very me. One of them is written to be played by a man Like one of them is a male role, and then one of them is
It's just you. It's Natalie.
the one that is a male role is actually like that character is me, and then the other one I wrote for me.
There we go. There we go.
Have you ever like written something where you were writing just like a totally different, this is for someone else, and then you were just like, oh, that's the me character, like way late?
There's a short film that is going to be at the Midwest Film Festival on July
Oh la la.
28th as part of their ad community night. And I wrote it for me, but I originally wrote a different role in it for me. Because that film, it's called Fine, and it started as a project that I was writing a scene basically I didn't have a lot of footage for my reel. Mm-hmm. And so I started writing it to have a scene that I thought very much illustrated me for my reel, and then it kind of just became a slightly larger, it's like a 7-minute film.
That's cool.
But it has a beginning, middle, and end, and a director friend of mine was like, hey, I want to work on something. Do you have something that's ready to go? And I sent her the script. And
it's
she was
just
like,
nice to know people.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. Remember your collection of people? It
You
pays
just collect
off.
people. Yeah.
It just pays
Go
off.
to things, meet people, and don't focus on like what you can do with them right in that moment. The director of that, Cassie Ballschmidt, she's a fantastic. She works a lot as a first and second AD. She worked on Oxymorons as well.
Oh,
I think she was second AD on that, and she and I met at like an event that an actor I had worked with one time used to run called Cold Reads Hot Scripts.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a cool thing.
Yeah, and I read the like lead role in the project that she had brought, but she had brought it. It already had somebody attached to it, and she asked me if I could help with a not like a crew position on a different project, and we've just stayed in touch and we've become very good friends. And so she ADs all the time, but she doesn't often get to direct and wanted to, and just asked if I had something, and we pulled together a crew of fantastic people who also kind of all took on slightly different crew positions than they usually do in their paid jobs. And the end result is this short film, Fine. That is,
Well, it sounds like it's fine.
it's fine.
It's fine.
It's
It's
fine.
It's fine. And yeah, and so that's in that answering your question, Adam, was a particular project that by the time I got to the final draft of this script, when I rewrote it because we were actually going to shoot it, I was like, oh, I'm this other.
That's
this other
cool
one.
though. So it fulfilled a purpose. I mean, we talked a little bit about like the acting journey, just a little bit, but it's sort of like, okay, there are these moments where you're like, okay, I need a material. I'm not getting seen for the things I really want to be seen for. What can I do? And I feel like you're a very good example of like, no, I have all this like stuff that I'm doing to like fill in these gaps and like stay active and constantly improve. And like, I like that.
Well, thank you. I try. I'm so tired. But
That's honest.
everything that
Yeah.
everything
So
I try
honest.
to like, I try to fill the time. If I'm going to fill the time with something that's like a project, it's got to be something I also enjoy.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes that is turning my brain off and putting on Dimension 20 on Dropout and working on a cross stitch. And sometimes that is leaving my job where I sit at a desk writing most of the day and going home and sitting at a different desk and writing, but for myself instead of others. And other times it's accidentally reading 3 books in a weekend. So, it's all about balance.
To go back
No,
to
because I know
it.
that's like one thing I found as I just started, I'd say primarily as an actor, and then have moved more into like filmmaking, and I've just like, constantly like trying to make new projects or connect with people or network or write a thing or audition or practice. And there's all these things, and especially when you're in those moments where you don't have something going on, you're like, oh, that means I gotta extra do something right now. And I've found over time like how valuable those moments of like, I'm just gonna take a day off, or I'm gonna go for a walk, and I'm and that's just it. And it's not productive in the traditional sense, but like you find those moments and then you just like feel recharged, or it's maybe something you needed was to watch like 10 terrible movies and you're like, great, oh my gosh, now I'm cooking, and it's all part of the process even when it doesn't feel like it.
I am a big fan of, I kind of read everything and watch everything. That's not true. I'm sorry.
How
I
do
don't,
you have time for that?
I don't
Natalie?
I more meant like every genre. I don't watch horror, but it's not that I disrespect horror. I've been in multiple horror films.
Killer Pinata.
Love making them. Am a bit of a baby, cannot handle a jump scare to save my life. My husband loves telling the story of when we started dating and we had a night in and we were watching The Land Before Time and I jumped.
The Land Before Time.
When Sharptooth appears for the first time, it's a jump scare, Teresa.
Okay, it's been a long time since I watched. I
love
wasn't
The Land
expecting.
Before
You
Time.
won't be expecting the jump scare
I
either.
certainly won't.
It'll be lightning flash, thunder crack, and Sharptooth.
Jumps.
Sharptooth.
Oh.
That's what I say is that I cannot it does not matter if I know that it is coming. It'll still get me. My startle reflexes.
Top notch.
Oh boy, we're ready to flee.
Fight or flight. She's gone. She's
I'm
gone.
gone.
Where did
I'm
Natalie
gone.
go?
I'm gone,
Natalie?
or I've punched you in the throat. It could go
Oh,
One of two
Natalie.
ways.
fight and flight. But I don't watch horror, but that's because I hold enough tension in my shoulders. I don't need to like.
Don't we all though?
I don't need to sit and feel like I need a massage after watching a movie. I can't.
I say
handle
that
it.
life is scary enough. And
It
like
really is.
I'm just trying to like stay alive, my friends.
Yes.
And that's
I don't
all
know.
that's a full-time
Yeah.
fear factor.
I'm a big old horror fan, so but I'm also a baby, so I'm like, if you see me at the movie theater, I'm at every opening weekend, but then I'm like, I'm like covering I'm like, oh no, the scene's gonna be bad, and then I'm walking out like, no big deal.
It's
Pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have a nightmare later.
Yeah.
This isn't gonna keep me up at night for the
Yeah, I'm
next 3
gonna
weeks.
sleep so soundly.
Good.
Yeah, I didn't want to sleep tonight anyway.
Yeah,
so
whatever,
I'd like
whatever.
things to do.
Yeah.
But I do like genre-wise books and content otherwise kind of consume everything. And a couple years ago, I read a not great book, and it was miraculous for my own writer's block.
Whoa.
Like watch things that don't have great budgets, or watch things like. And first of all, sometimes things have like no budget and they're amazing. And sometimes things have a ton of budget and are crap. And sometimes the traditionally published books are bad, and independently published books are great. I'm a huge fan of like watching art regardless of caliber and being pleasantly surprised or disappointed. And I feel like it unlocks. I read this really bad book, and it fully helped me get out of my own way on something I was writing. I immediately had a very productive week of writing for myself, because it helped kind of silence
The
the
inner critic?
perfectionism paralysis
Yeah.
part of my entire
You're
personality.
like, no. If that other book can exist,
And was
I'm
published
great.
by like a reputable publisher.
Great.
Yeah. That's actually one.
And was a New York Times bestseller,
Yeah.
and I read it and was like, this writing is bad. And so every now and then, I intentionally go back to that author.
You're
and
like, I
will
just
read.
love this author for an ego boost.
What does like you get into some of those and it's like, this was a movie that was made or a book that was published and they did it, like, and it wasn't, and you're like, oh, I have all these rules, or all like it has to do this, or the characters like, and of course you want to strive to do really
Yeah.
well all the time, but that is one thing I love in horror films is there's every movie that's done well has like 10 sequels that most of them are bad, and they were all made, and they're all multi-million-dollar budget films that are out there and are cherished by the horror community, and there's so many of those that you're like, oh, it was just creativity, you just kind of gotta do it, and you can find yourself along the way and you can get better over time, but if you stop yourself early, you miss out on being Jason 7.
And maybe you'll write something and you'll get out of your own way so you can actually finish a draft. And maybe you decide once you have a finished draft that you're like, I don't want to make this, or this would be impossible to produce. Like it'd be cost prohibitive to produce, or whatever. And you shelve it, but celebrate the fact that you finished a draft. I don't even care that it's not the final draft. Like you did the thing. That's That's me on most film, and I hope that people don't think that I'm being facetious. But based on my personality, I'm sure that I've worked with directors who are like, Natalie is so condescending. At the end of shoot, she's always like, "You did a thing." But
we'll have celebratory.
We'll have to ask Sarah Kopp because I've done it to her several times on projects that she was writing.
I think she would take it as a compliment
because it's every step. Every step is hard and every step is an achievement. And it is also an achievement to know that you don't want to take the next step.
But also, like, how do you celebrate the little wins and the big stuff? Do you have a ritual?
I don't. The other day, I realized that I had finished something that I had wanted to be like, I did a thing. And I had been, I'm writing a book. I hate this.
She's doing a big thing.
I'm doing a big thing. I have a history podcast. We were approached by a publisher to write a nonfiction book for children. So they already had like what the pitch was, and I just basically had to figure out what all of the content was. And I turned in the first draft of all of the content on. It was very much that scene from Friends where Rachel's like, I did it, and nobody's here to know say whatever. It wound up being that I needed an extension on this like last little blurb, so I finished it on like a random Wednesday, this last piece of it, in the middle of the day, and I had 30 other things going on that day, and I never took a moment. I was so stressed just trying to get it out the door that I didn't take a moment to be like,
I'm kind of a believer in taking a little moment now. I feel like we've just been going really quickly, and some things can go really quickly. I think business things in general can like speed along. Artist things take a little longer sometimes, in my opinion. And it's like, we need to celebrate in some way or have some sort of like moment.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
So what I did was on a random, I think like Sunday night, like 2 weeks ago. And mind you that I finished this draft in like May. Like months ago, I finished
so
this thing.
retroactively.
And then, I did. Because I finished this thing, and then I also was like, hey, we never really celebrated. We did a fun little table read of an earlier draft of this feature film. And then I was working on changes so that the production company could take it to, the producers could take it to these meetings. And so when that was done, I just like grabbed, we had a bottle of kava at the house, and I grabbed the bottle of kava and I was like, I'm opening this for me. And Justin was like, sorry, what are we celebrating? And I was like, that I finished a draft of the thing, and then I finished a second draft of this other thing, and it all happened in a whirlwind of 30 other things going on. Not all of those things good, exciting wins, just like 30 other life and
stuff.
Business things happening. And I'm like, it was a very stressful week, and I was like, I need a moment to pat myself on the back. So I like poured us like little glasses of kava and was like, to me.
I love it. You gotta celebrate yourself.
Yeah. I also wanted an excuse to drink
kava. Yeah.
I was like, otherwise this bottle's just gonna sit here. So like,
it's not gonna drink itself.
It's not even that expensive of a bottle of kava. This is not special occasion kava.
I mean, now it is, because it
But now
was a
it is.
special occasion.
Yes.
I think, well, I like the idea of having something that demarcates like the normal from some sort of an achievement. And achievements are like big, small, miniature, like whatever. But yeah, artistically, I think there is some value in like acknowledging, hey, I've done this work.
And it's so hard if it's something that you were working on by yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
you
like
kind of feel like a little jerk. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, this little thing I did on the side. Like even if it's big to you, you're like, I'm gonna celebrate my own kava win.
Yes, but like
you have to.
For the feature film that I was co-writing
try not to
with
give
someone,
yourself a caveat. Yeah. I tried.
Teresa's been fired. The feature that I was co-writing, because there was two of us working on it, we kept just, anytime we kind of crossed a milestone, we would take ourselves out for all you can eat sushi, and we'd be having like a working lunch, quote unquote, but it was also just us being like, we did a thing.
I love it.
What's next steps?
I would write a lot if I got unlimited sushi.
Right?
Right.
I mean, I had to pay for it, but like,
you know.
we were paying for our own sushi, but
But you did
But
the
it's
thing.
worth it.
But you
It's
did the thing, yeah.
it's another little win. Yeah, that's funny. I think ice cream is probably.
I
go out
never
for
don't
ice
want
cream.
ice cream.
Go to get a sundae someplace.
Well, I think we are deserving of some ice cream because
or kava.
I think we did a thing.
We did a
I
thing.
think we did a
Oh
little
my
podcast
gosh! Did we
here.
do
Yeah.
a thing?
Let's all go get ice cream.
Let's go do it. And some kava. Let's get that bottle off the
If we get
shelf.
ice cream, we'll take a photo, and we won't.
Wow, not with that attitude.
But thank you so much for hopping on. And thank you for letting us use the space and all
I
the
love that
things.
this
I know,
whole
this
thing has
is-
just been us shooting the shit, and there happens to be a microphone running. There's
Yeah.
been no.
These conversations happen whether or not this is rolling. Thank
Yeah.
you for joining us in our normal conversation.
Pretty much.
Is there anything you want to plug coming up?
Yeah. As I said, Midwest Film Fest AdCom night is the 28th of July. It'll be at the Claudia Cassidy Theater in the Chicago Cultural Center. I am in a production of Macbeth that opens a week after recording this. So it is running from July 24th through August 2nd at the Den Theater. I also IO Fest is coming up, and my IO House Team Cole's Cash plays on July 27th.
Great name.
We've miraculously never gotten a cease and desist, and
Well,
if
now
we do
you've
now,
said
it's
it
my fault.
Here, it's oh boy.
One of the team members put together a fake cease and desist for April Fool's this year, and I 100% fell for it because he did a great job. And then, if you want to see all three of our beautiful faces, I'm gonna announce it even though it's not actually announced.
What is it? What is it?
I know that I was told to hold September 25th for a potential Evil Usher premiere night.
We're learning a thing.
I don't. That
Better
could,
put it on my calendar.
time could turn me into a fucking liar.
We hope not.
But the last time I spoke to production was about a month ago, and I was given that date.
Oh, that's so exciting.
So
Yes.
whether or not you're all supposed to know about that, you do now.
Awesome. Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. And hey, since Adam has already added in the photo of me with green lips and then turned into black and white version, you'll have even more impetus to see what
Yeah.
the final film looks
do
like.
it. Do it. Because I did that thing. I did
Yes.
it, and I'm doing it again right now.
I did it, and I'll do it again.
We got the ice cream.
And cut. That's a wrap, everybody.